I'm going to need more of this. Hi everyone, this is Vicky StitchNButton, and it is June 14th. It's Wednesday night, and I am here for my Flosstube number 135. Gunner's hungry. I don't know why. He just ate, and we went out, and I guess he needed a follow-up snack after going out and peeing in the yard and sniffing grass. It's very hungry work. He is there. What has been going on? I got a little bit of stitching. I have a couple project rolls still left over from when I put them up for sale that I can show you. I have a little bit of old, a little bit of new. I've got a hungry dog. Let's talk about this dog for a minute. He gets odoriferous, to say the least. He's a big dog. So I got him a big dog bed. And in this dog bed, I made sure that I'd be able to wash it, because I had one before that I couldn't. I had to throw it out. It has 4 long stuffing things that you pull out so you can wash the cover. And so I did that the other night before last night. Yeah. I took the cover, threw it in the washing machine. I took the inserts that have the fluff in it, and I threw them in the dryer with some dryer sheets to freshen those up also. That was my first mistake. I opened up the dryer, and I'm going to insert a picture here, because most of my friends have seen it, but here's a picture of what it looked like when I opened up the dryer. Yeah, those inserts apparently were that faux fabric, and they melted. A couple of them melted. So I took one that didn't, I made measurements, and I made 4 new ones, because what else was I going to do? And I'll put a picture here of that. It's not stuffed, it's just the first one. I took the zippers from the old ones, and I made 4 new ones, and he better be the most comfortable dog in Okeechobee. That's what I'm saying. It was a mess. It took me hours to make those, plus restuff them, because you got to do it handful by handful, and then clean out the dryer and make sure I wasn't going to set the house on fire. Everything's fine. I waited till the next day, till yesterday, to pull the dryer out and clean everything behind there, make sure that that was all cleaned up. There wasn't anything behind the dryer in the back tube, so we're good. But yeah, it was a mess, and it took a while, and I'm sure no one envies me, for sure. I do have a video that I'll attach to the end. I caught him going after a frog in the middle of the yard the other night. I caught the tail end of it. Usually they're up against the wall, so that's usually what you end up seeing. But this time he was hopping all over the yard. It was kind of funny. So I'll put that at the end. Yeah, so that was exciting. Very exciting. I am trying to remember to do a segment showing an old chart. This is a new thing. I think this is going to be my 3rd week in a row. So I did pull an old chart, and I went and looked up the info. I am almost positive this is still available, because I did a search, and I found a bunch of different sites that said they had it. So, and if not, you could probably contact Amy. This is Amy Brucken Designs. It's called 5 o'clock. This is from 2007. I pulled this out of my stash. Mine came with the button pack. Now, I don't know if the others will come with button packs, because I don't know if that's still available. This one has an olive with a toothpick through it. I do know that Just Another Button Company does have olive buttons, if nothing else. So, if anything else, you can at least get an olive button to put on there if it doesn't come with it. But I think this is really cute, and I'm looking at it going, maybe I should kit that up too. We don't know. But yeah, that's a 2007, and I feel like I didn't want to say this was an old one, but if you think about it, 2007 was a while ago, wasn't it? I feel like, yeah, old. Speaking of old, my friend Gina sent me a package today, and in it was this. This is a book, apparently, that my mother gave me. It says, from the library of, that's my old handwriting. When I was little, I was 10 when she gave this to me. In 81. I wasn't even 10. I was 9. I wasn't even 10 yet because I didn't turn 10 until November. So, yeah, I don't know that I don't remember actually ever reading it. I might have read it, or a couple of the stories out of there, but it is falling apart. But yeah, 40-year-old book, 41-year-old book. So I have to put that on my shelf. Gina had found it at her house. I used to live there, so she found some stuff. She also made me some needle minders that she sent along. There's this one. She knows I'm doing a couple of ships, so she made that into a needle minder. This one's pretty cool. It's pearls, pearl-esque. She made this bead into a minder. Where did it go? And she sent me this black V and this sloth. Look how cute that is. And this one says stitching is a lifestyle. So there was a couple other things in the package, but those were what I wanted to show. How about that? All right, so let's get into what I stitched. I don't have any finishes. I didn't think I did. I was trying to when I was getting stuff together, I was like, do I have finished? No, I don't. But I do have starts. So one of my new starts is this one. Barbara Anna designed Santa's Trips. This one I just bought recently from Sammy at Tiny Hummingbird Stitchery. Made my working copy as I normally do. And I started this on the 4th of June. I put in 201 stitches on it for a good, decent, okay start. It's very cute. It is being stitched on 32 count Gable Sky linen from Danes of the Needle. She named it after me because I like blue. And here is what 201 stitches look like on 32 count. Oh, look how cute they are. And of course, this is over 2 pages because that's where the page break was. I was like, of course, I did a center start. This is available. I believe I still have some of those in my group. But that's how far I got so far. I think this one's cute. I know Megan, Stitch and May, is stitching this one. She had started that one. So, that was one of the things that I've started. Let's get this put away. Gotta keep it cleaned up. Next up, I worked on my Jen Lynn kit. It's a winter sampler. I got in the kit. I started this with my friend Holly. She has autumn. I started winter, and I started in the left corner back in December, and it looks like I did just about 500 stitches, just over 500 stitches. I did replace the fabric for a linen because there's a ton of quarter stitches. There's a ton of quarter stitches around here, and just in here, there's some. Over there, there was some. So I'm glad I did change out the fabric because they had Ada. I know that there's some around these bells that are going in here. So mostly what I did was I filled this in here. I did that. I did a little bit throughout here, and I worked on the checkers some more since the last time I showed this. That needle minder is available in my Facebook group. What I also noticed was it's really hard from the kit to read the chart because the back stitching isn't colored. It's a black and white chart, and it cuts off the stitches. You can't tell what the symbols are. A while back, I had bought the PDF because Cooler Design Studios said that it worked in Pattern Keeper. It does not. Not even if you do it page by page, it does not work in Pattern Keeper. So I was kind of mad about that because it cost me 16 bucks to find out that it didn't work. In the meantime, while I was having trouble reading this, I decided to pull up that PDF anyway and at least print it out. And the new one uses different symbols, but it's the same charting. And it has color lines for the back stitch so you can actually tell what stitches are what. So I just printed out the newer version that I had purchased. So basically the only thing I'm using from the kit is the floss at this point, because I'm using the new chart. I had to go and mark it off and everything like that. Now I could open it up on my tablet in my PDF viewer, but I had already printed it out. It's fine. It's fine. Next up, I did a good chunk on my Luna Mystica from Bella Filipina. I put in 1,200 stitches, 1,244 stitches. This is Luna Mystica. This was my birthday start last year. She's being stitched on 32 count Mermaid Sea linen from Under the Sea Fabrics. And look, the last time I showed this and the first time I showed it, the only thing I had done was this flower, and I wasn't too happy with the way it was looking all by its lonesome. But I'm glad I persevered, and I just started stitching on it, and I was enjoying the stitch, and I figured I'd stitch until I didn't feel like stitching anymore. And 1,200 stitches later, which only took me about 3 days, and that's how much I got done. I did make a rookie mistake. When I was stitching with the petite treasure braid, and I was doing 2 over 2. I was on Zoom, and I was like, why is this bunchy so much? And I think it was Laurel. It was like, well, because you're supposed to use 1. Well, I think after this flower, I finished up with the 2, and then from there on, I used 1, and it was looking a lot better and a lot easier to stitch. So I'm happy with the way that one's looking, and I'm happier with the stitch. So it just took me a while to try to stitch it again after I was kind of disheartened over what the first flower looked like, but I'm glad I went and stitched more on it. I used the substitutions in there. I substituted the water lilies for colors I had on hand. I think one is, I didn't write it down, but one is definitely a Dinky Dyes. I think one's a Color and Cotton, and one might be a 6-strand Sweets, I think. And they were pretty close to what was called for. I just didn't want to pay $20 in threads when I have so many. But they match good enough. They're close enough. All right. My next one that I stitched on was Halloween Tree. This is from Romina. This is Romy's Creations. So the design itself is just what's in here, right? And then the rest of it is what's on the fabric. That is a 32 count fabric flare fabric. When I bought it from Romy, and had her send me the fabric and her floss, and then I put in the DMC, because there's some DMC and some of her floss, hand-dyed floss. There is what the fabric looks like. And that's how far I got. When I originally started, there was only the lighter brown here and a little bit in here. And I ended up putting in about 600 stitches. I did all this here. Started that bat. I ended it up with that half a bat. And all the tree here and up in here. So that's how far I got on that one. And that needle minder is also available in my Facebook group. Put that away. All right. Next up, actually it's the last thing I stitched on, and I'm still stitching on. I'll continue to stitch on it tonight. I started Yuletide Deer. This was an exclusive pattern from Fox and Rabbit that came in my Christmas box last year, and part of it was this chart. Another part was the threads, and another part was the fabric. So basically it was all kitted up in the box. The fabric is from Lexi, Dreamer Bug, who is the daughter of Sammy from Tiny Hummingbird. And here's how far I got. I'm in for a finish. So I stitched this 1/1 on this 8 because it's 18 count. And I'm pretty happy with the coverage. The only thing that's not covering as much as I'd like is the black. But I can deal with that. And this is on my new Nerge. I had originally had a big Nerge, and I decided that I wanted the smaller sizes too. So I bought a set of 3, which that's the medium there. And this one is the large. And then the one I'm using for the deer is the small. And I sent the other large one to my friend Gina because she was wondering how they were. And I was like, well, I'll send you because it was brown. I was like, I just got a new set. I'll send you the large one. So I sent it to her. And I like them. I like that it holds the corners. It holds it pretty tight. And a friend of mine and I were talking, I think Shannon and I were talking, and the only thing it's not really good with is really crunchy fabric, really stiff fabric, because it just doesn't bend well. That works better with the Q-snap, but otherwise I really do like them. What are we going to do next? I wanted to do a giveaway, and I almost forgot because it's in the pile. I'm going to do a giveaway for this one because I still have a whole bunch of patterns to give away. So let's give away this one. This one is Galleon and Sea Monsters. And it says, the captain hangs great bells to keep whales and monsters from his ship. And I guess that's the bells he hung from the ship to keep the monsters away. I actually did think about possibly stitching this and then decided I got so much going on. So this will be a giveaway. This is Counted Illuminations, and I'm trying to see if there's a year on this. The design was inspired by an engraving made by Theodore Galley, 1570 to 1633, from an original work by the artist Jean van der Straat. 16th century. This counts as an old chart to show you. 1991. That's kind of cool though. So if you're interested in winning this, then have a comment that says ship. That'll be good. So we'll do a comment for ship if you're interested in that. Oh, I have a few things that I got in the mail, and I have my project rolls. Let me just write this down before I forget. Giveaway ship. This one's going to be a pretty quick one, because I don't have that much to show, which is fine. Then I can get back to stitching. I also have a whole bunch of fabric that I pulled out to make bags. I'm not going to cut that tonight, but I should start cutting it tomorrow. So, the project rolls. They're about 20 inches wide and about 23, 24 inches to lay your project on. So far, I've been using all the same buttons. I have a bunch of these buttons, and I think they look cute, so I've just been using the same buttons. And my dog just farted, and it stinks. So here goes the inside. I've got 2 of this one available, by the way. And let's use a piece of fabric. How about that? So basically, you have your pattern that you either stitched or are stitching, and put it up in there. Lay it. It's easier if you lay it down, and then just roll it up in there and tie the ribbons. I put the ribbons on either end to keep it closed better, because in the middle it's okay, but put it on either end. Ta-da. Alright, So I've got that one, and then this is the other one that I made. I'm just going to untie the one end, and that's the inside on that one. This one's sewing machine, so right side up would be helpful, wouldn't it? All right. That piece of fabric that I showed you is something that I got as a freebie in an order. I bought some fabrics from Rita Renee. It's Ritarene. If you do a search on Facebook, and it's as a business, you go to her albums and you can figure out what you want, and then you message her. Just look at the album and descriptions and she'll tell you exactly how to do that. So I bought a yard of this. It is black Monaco, and I'm pretty sure it's 28 count because I think that's what Monaco comes in. But it's 28 count black Monaco. And then I think I bought this because it was only like $6. It's a gray, like a dove gray. Looks like a blue here, but it's more gray in real life. It's 18 count. And I got a yard of that. And she sent this. Actually, no, I lied. This is 16 count. This is 18 count. She sent this piece of 18 count. I don't know what color it is. Beige, brown, whatever. But she sent this as a thank you with it. So I don't think I'd use this. So let's do this. I can't guarantee. I don't think it's going to fit on this. But if you want to win the ship, I will send this fabric in with it. Let's do a quick calculation. What's the design size? 141 by 145. What is that? Stitch calculator. With a 2-inch border, you'd need a 12 by, oh, you can't see it, 12 by 13. What is this? You can do a 2-inch border, by the way, with the merge. I suggest a 3-inch with the, ooh, this will fit on there, by the way. This is 14 by 15. So, hey, if you wanted to, you could stitch this on this. It'll fit on there. See, it was meant to be. It looks like they use like an oatmeal or a fiddler's cloth. What did they use? What do they call for? I don't think they say. Yeah, they don't tell you what to use. I guess you're on your own on that one, but you can use this 18 count with it. So I will put that together for the giveaway. Because I probably won't use the fabric. I'd rather give it away. Somebody can use it. That is all I have. My plans. I plan on finishing my Yuletide Deer. I may or may not have another start or two this month. I was debating on possibly starting Halloween Sampler by Cottage Garden and or Halloween Quaker by Leela Studios. Those are two that are possibilities. I was also contemplating possibly starting Tired Trio from Plum Street, the Slaws. I have that kitted up too. So I'm not sure. Right now I'm happy with stitching on my deer. I also have, I want to stitch on, I have it out behind me, and Ugly Birds. So that's going to get some love. And other than that, I'm not quite sure. I need to cut fabric to make more bags. I have that paired up and in the living room ready for me to start cutting that out. And I'll probably be making some more project rolls too. Oh, there was one more thing. A tip. I was talking to my friend Diana from South Philly, and she said that she watches a lot of Flosstube, but she does not make comments on it because she watches from her TV, and she doesn't get on social media. She doesn't do any of the computer stuff. She doesn't really like it. So when I talked to her, she said that she had seen where somebody was complaining about when they use silks that stuck to their fingers. see, I'm going to see because I wrote down what she told me. She said she had the same problem, what she does. She said most of the time it's because your hands are dry and you have very, like, micro scuffs on your fingers, and that's what's grabbing the silks, which makes sense. I'm pretty sure I figured that out too. She said what she does for them is she'll go and take soap and put some baking soda with it and scrub her fingers together really good, or take a brush. You can take a brush. But the baking soda helps pretty much sand those little rough parts down on your fingertips. And if you do that for your fingers real good, just rub your fingers real good together with the soap and the baking soda, and then rinse it real good, you should be good. That should help you when you're working with silks. So give it a try. Let me know if it worked for you. I haven't had that many problems with working with silks. I don't do it all the time. And honestly, I just know that if my fingers are beat up, it's not the time to work with silks, because when you're sewing a lot, like I've been doing a lot of the hand sewing on the ends of the needle rolls, so I've pretty much sewn a hole in my finger. So now would probably not be the best time to work with silks unless I scrub my fingers. Oh, and I did my nails the other day, finally. This one is called Celestial Waves, and it's the Color Street nail polish tabs that I put on there. It really needed it. I hadn't done my nails in over a month. They were all grown out, and it was hideous looking, so it needed it. My hair also needs to be cut. I just pulled it back again. I need about 6 inches cut off. One of these days, I will leave the house and get my hair cut. We'll see. We'll see. So, other than that, I have nothing. For real. I hope everyone's doing well. And don't forget, don't let anyone steal your sunshine. See you in a couple weeks.
What are we doing? Get away from that frog. Where'd it go? Let's go. Let's go.